Well, good Sunday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. You know, I've been so busy, and I took a vacation with the wife and things. Celebrating 20 years of being together. We've been working on the red brick house and things. I have not been here enough, and that's where I've got to bust a hump to get myself here more often. That's why we're trying to hurry up and get the red brick house done before the Cowboys get to training camp and things. We want to be done so we can focus in on the football season. So I've got a lot of work to do. Before I get into everything here, I have to say thank you. Now, to make some of you may have seen the video last night. You know Rashid, the stinking New York Giant fan, who he's annoying. He's annoying, but he is family, and he's in the hospital. He's got diabetes, really bad, where he had some of his toes amputated, and he's healing up. Hopefully, he'll be getting out of the hospital soon. What he needs right now is he needs a bit of help, because he needs to be able to focus in on just getting better. And we've started a GoFundMe. Yesterday, I went to see him in the hospital yesterday and things like that, but we're going to try and help him literally get back on his feet. But I have to say thank you already. We have Eric Spicer, Adrian Parker, wow, Christina Rauscher, which is Stewart's sister, Bryce Cavill, as well as myself, have donated, and is already up to $660. And I can't thank you guys enough. And what we're going to do is everybody who's donated, with the exception of myself, I'm not going to put myself in the drawings, we're going to do drawings for autographed merchandise that I have. Some of these things are near and dear to me, but so is Rashid. I know I'm saying that about a Giant fan, but we're a family and a community, and we need to look out for each other. So I have like DeMarcus Ware plaque that I've made, autographed by DeMarcus Ware. I've got Diggs, and Diggs, mind you, has one just like this too. Okay, that's autographed. I have the Playmaker right there. Boom, that one. These things are heavy. This is solid wood too, and of course, I have Charles Haley. So that, and depending on how well we do, we'll just keep upping the ante on these things, because it's more important for me to have my friend around than it is to have these things around. So shout out to all of you great people that have donated to it. So, we're kind of in the dead spot right now. We've looked at OTAs and who's been looking good and everything else right now. But I came across this article yesterday from the Star, Mario Hanera. And it's kind of cool listening to him, because basically he bitch slapped a lot of us Cowboy fans. I think half of the problem with us right now in society is we have all grown up, or at least not me. Some of you guys that are hitting your 20s and, the 30s and stuff, where everything was done for you. Johnny, here you go. Here's your participation trophy. And we're just spoiled brats, and we expect everything to just fall our way and to be perfect. And if it's not, we throw a temper tantrum. This article is really kind of good, and I want to go into it and shout out to him. Quarterback Dak Prescott is completely unappreciated by some Cowboy fans for things he's done in Dallas. As if that isn't enough, for every major media outlet is just sitting and waiting to spotlight every failure he has to deal with it from Cowboy fans themselves. I think from some Cowboy fans, it's even worse. You'll never make me understand the absolute hatred that half of the fan base has for Dak Prescott. There are many reasons to be grateful for a player that has taken the field at quarterback since 2016. He's kept the Cowboys relevant. 61-36 career record as a starter. 61 wins are tied for fifth in the NFL since 2016 when he was drafted out of Mississippi State. Mind you, he didn't put this in there, but remember, he was a fourth-round draft pick. Fourth-round draft pick. They didn't move up. They didn't give away all kinds of draft capital to get him. They didn't pay him millions of dollars as a free agent to get him there. They drafted him in the fourth round. The quarterbacks that are ahead of him in victories since he's been drafted, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, and Russell Wilson. That's it. That's it. Period. You can talk about Josh Allen. You can talk about, all these other young guns and everything else. Dak needs to get a Super Bowl ring. And he's in that elite category right there. Dak has never quarterbacked the Cowboys to a losing season. The only losing season Dallas has had since 2016 was the 2020 season. And that's when he suffered the ankle injury. With Andy Dalton, Ben DiNucci, Garrett Gilbert at the helm, the rest of the year the Cowboys finished 6-10. Aside from that 2020 year, missed due to injury, Prescott has the Cowboys in the playoffs or within the playoffs of clinching every year. Every year. He commands a high-scoring offense. I tweeted out a stat this week that has half of the fan base fighting each other's half of the comments. You can throw some Eagle fans in the mix as well. Games where Dak Prescott has started quarterback, the Cowboys have averaged 30.1 points a game. Games where other quarterbacks have started, anybody else but Dak Prescott, with the talent that everybody says, is 20.8. 10 points more a game. 10 points more a game than anybody else. And remember when they said, there's not a lot of difference between Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott. That hit home for me as fans who lived through the barren wasteland of quarterbacks between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. We had Vinny Testaverde, Randall Cunningham, Drew Henson, Chad Hutchinson, Anthony Wright, Clint Stoner, Quincy Carter, Drew Bledsoe. Scoring touchdowns in those times required an act of Congress. We didn't pray for touchdowns when the drive started. We prayed that the offense wouldn't go 3 and out. A field goal or touchdown was just a bonus, and it felt like we should have had a parade each time Dallas actually got in the end zone. Tony Romo was a breath of fresh air, but even in his best season, he never matched 30.1 points per game that Prescott has. Man. He's not turnover prone. Dak registers will look at this heading and probably scoff. They would just be biased. Prescott's played only 12 games in 22, but somehow led the league with 15 interceptions. And did you forget that he did have a broken thumb that cost him to miss 5 games? And remember, he wasn't completely healed. Dak broke his thumb in his throwing hand in Week 1 versus Tampa Bay. Upon his return after missing 5 games, it was clear he was having some trouble with his control and accuracy. Compound those issues, Prescott did not have starting caliber catchers at wide receiver. This caused communication errors as well as errors in actual plays. There wasn't enough talent across the formation from CeeDee Lamb. His playoff success is better than you think. Prescott has played in 6 playoff games since 2016. In that span, only 7 quarterbacks have more appearances. All 7 of those quarterbacks have advanced past the division round, but putting blame on Dak Prescott for those accomplishments is absurd. Somehow the logic is the Cowboys win in spite of Prescott, but when they lose, it's all his fault. Based on the 22 rosters, there are 22 starting quarterbacks who have not advanced past the division round either. Wow. 22. As a Cowboy fan, let big media bash Prescott if they want to. I will continue to defend him. So, be grateful and fortunate that we have this man leading our team. There you go. I mean, we could have had Paxton Lynch. We could have had, what was his name? Show Me the Money. Oh, Lordy. We could have had so many other bums that are out there. But the Dak hate will not stop because, again, it gets clicks. This is Good Morning Football's NFC ranking as far as quarterbacks go that they had a couple of days ago, or quarterback tiers. I actually haven't watched it yet, but I'm just curious to see where they have Dak Prescott, who they literally say is basically the worst quarterback in football. They're saying that Dak Prescott is right behind Jalen Hurts, a guy who has never actually beat Dak Prescott head to head. We'll see what happens this year with Dak Prescott having some better weapons, having hopefully a better offensive line, and not having Kellen Moore. We'll see. Consistency is one thing you can say about where the Cowboys have been with Dak Prescott. We'll see what happens if, Jalen Hurts is that one-hit wonder or if he is the real deal. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I will see you soon. Oh, don't forget, 5 o'clock today, we will be back on to our Sunday live streams. I appreciate you. Peace.